Technical foul on Pasig City number 5, Jess Kilatan, for unsportsmanlike behavior. Technical foul on 1 Bataan Risers number 18, Tutoy Ramirez, for unsportsmanlike behavior. Technical foul on 1 Bataan Risers number 45, Mitchell Mines, for unsportsmanlike behavior. Technical foul on Pasig City number 10, Mark Montuano, for unsportsmanlike behavior. Technical foul on Chris Xavier for unsportsmanlike behavior.
And that's why Pasig will have 1 technical free throw. The other 2 canceled themselves out. It's isang technical na sumobra. But free throws continue to be a problem para sa Pasig. Corpus missing on that technical free throw that could have trimmed the lead just to 20. Heading into this 4th quarter. Bataan will get the first possession here.
By Bataan late in that 2nd period.
First possession here para sa Bataan Risers, and Pasig City forcing them into a baseline out of bounds here with 11 on the shot clock. You see there the quarter scoring on your screens. Bataan and Pasig City fighting off to a 24-all deadlock in that 3rd period. But that 2nd quarter was really big para sa Bataan, and that's why they still enter this 4th quarter ahead big time.
Only 4 seconds left sa shot clock nitong 1 Bataan Risers. Hubert Cani at the corner, 2 seconds left. Can't connect on the free. Mitchell Mines skies in and grabs the offensive rebound. Sets his feet, but can't get that free to fall.
Bataan has collected 14 offensive rebounds in this game and have truly dominated the second chance points department, 14-9.
Algin Gadin with Mark Montuano, Felix Torpos, Chito Jaime, and Warlo Batak. Ramirez intercepts the pass. Sazon will not force it. Guarded by Warlo Batak. Sazon rises for a free 5th three-pointer from Ives Sazon.
You cannot go under against a scorer as deadly as Ives Sazon. Warlo Batak had to pay for that by seeing Sazon burn the nets once again with a 3.
Lead has ballooned to 24 points. Chito Jaime with a face-up jumper. Chito Jaime with 12 points and 5 rebounds. Octobre. Backdoor to Ives Sazon. And a foul will be whistled against Warlo Batak. But I think they'll have a coach's challenge here. 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme, your one-stop shop appliances.
You cannot afford Ives Sazon that type of space, especially when he's hit a number of 3-point shots already in this game. You allow him to step into that shot and load up. That's just an easy look para kay Ives Sazon.
Malalaman natin yung resulta ng challenge ng Pasig sa ating pagbabalik.
After the review, the Pasig City's challenge was successful. There was no foul resulting in a jump.
There was a good reason why Warlo Batak implored Coach Aldrin Morante to challenge that last call. Apparently no foul in this play.
Yeah, he got all ball there. Good call. He really was adamant that there was no foul on that play.
78-56. 22-point bubble for Bataan. Batak. Face-up jumper again by Chito Jaime. Pretty much automatic.
Back-to-back hits practically from the same spot galing kay Chito Jaime. The question for Pasig right now is, can you generate some consecutive stops?
Ramirez lays it in. And a bonus free throw coming up after getting fouled as well.
Siguro nanlaki rin yung mata niya. Nakita niya si Gadin kakapasok lang. Aside from the fact that he's a former teammate, siyempre, fresh off the bench pa, malamig pa ang legs nito ni Gadin. Made the right decision right there to go downhill. But here, Chito Jaime, hand in the face, no problem.
Rebound nakuha ni Warlo Batak. Jaime, this time from beyond the arc, knocks that one down.
This possibly could be deja vu happening here between these two teams. This is exactly what transpired nung game nila in the regular season last May. Chito Jaime catching fire. But ito yung hindi nangyari masyado that time in the fourth quarter. Bataan could not really get a lot of baskets. At those first two quarters, you could really see from his body language and the way that he looked. Yung mukha niya, alam mong talagang may halong kaba at saka gigil eh.
Yeah.
And that's not a good combination to have.
Oh man, Yves Sazon torching the Nets. 6th triple of the ball game. Has a total of 20 points.
Yeah, really taking a lot from one of his assistant coaches in El Granada, Gary David. He has hit a number of threes in this game. That's 6 triples right now sa laro na to para kay Yves Sazon. This time, Corpus electing to go over and fight that handoff that turned into the screen. Kaya lang wala rin naman nag-show dun that allowed Yves the space for a proper attempt on that three-point shot.
Felix Corpus back at the free throw line. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth period. Corpus has had a lot of free throw attempts. Knocks the first one down here. Two for two.
He's the only guy who's shooting above 70% from the free throw line sa laro na to para sa Pasig City.
Garang will set the table for Bataan. Again, the winner here will face off against the loser of the game later on between Ilagan, Isabela, and Pangasinan. Inside, Mitchell Maynes forcing his way in, and it's an offensive foul against Maynes.
It hasn't really been a very pretty game for Mitchell Maynes, no, sa laro na to. 7 points, but he's committed some errors in this game. Thankfully, para sa Bataan, all of the other guys have stepped in and chipped in with their respective productions.
That is the 14th foul for Pasig City.
You've got 3 guys in double figures and 5 guys with at least 7 points.
Maynes will drive to the right. Got past Felix Corpus. Met by a secondary defender. And he was able to force a foul against Pasig City.
Corpus, again, telling Coach Aldrin Morante that they got all ball. Just like how Warlo Batak was able to block the shot earlier from a Bataan riser.
Second challenge request from Coach Aldrin Morante.
Upon review, the Pasig City's challenge was successful. There was no foul. Retained possession by one Bataan Risers.
Back-to-back successful challenges by Pasig City. Yeah.
All ball, definitely. Kitang-kita doon. Nice slap there by Corpus. Could have been a traveling violation. Instead, Bataan still gets to keep the basketball here.
Yambing, inasa palabas kay Dom Vera. Vera will put up a three and knock that one down.
Even the guys from the end of the bench also putting in their respective contributions in this game. Vera has barely played in this game at kakapasok niya lang ulit.
Bataan is 14 out of 38 from beyond the arc.
That's the same amount of threes that Pasig City hit against the Risers during the regular season matchup.
So giving them an own dose of their medicine, but a steal, Algin Gatin going right at Robbie Darab and lays it up and in.
Great basket, impressive finish, but I'm not really a fan of celebrating shots like that when you're down by 22 points. But okay, I mean, it is what it is. Kanya-kanya naman yan.
Sabi nga ni Luka, mas madali daw mag-trash talk pag lamang ka eh. Pero ibang kaso to eh.
Hindi sila yung lamang ken eh.
Saka malaki yung lamang.
Yun na nga eh.
At looks like the torch already snuffed out of Pasig here. Bataan just continues to sizzle. Layup by JL Capulong. And we're now past the halfway point of the fourth period. Bataan in cruise control, up by 24.
It's a 24-point lead, but
Ives Sazon, just his second game here in the season of at least 20 points. But it came at the right time para dito sa One Bataan Risers.
kaya nga na sinabi ko at the top of our coverage, Ken, the numbers may not really be as impressive, 10.5 points per game this year. But in a game like this, maasahan at maasahan mo si Ives.
And for more, let's go to Mika.
Ives Sazon is feeling it as one of the three-point kings of this league in the first few seasons. He has admitted that there are so many more shooters now in different positions, lalo na with the available skills coaches nowadays, no? Pati daw mga big man, kasali na yung tres nila sa mga plays. So he has actually evolved into developing other skills to be effective. But pag talaga daw kasing nasisimulan na, hindi na mapigilan ang mga kamay niya. Tonight with 6, I believe Ives will continue to prove his relevance to this Bataan team and to the league. He literally calls his second home since it started. Ken Javi.
Maraming salamat, Mika. You know, with Ives, he may try to bring in other facets to his game, Javi. We've seen that in spurts, but he'll always go back to his gunslinging ways, and that's exactly what he did today against Pasig City.
6 out of 11 from the outside, 7 out of 16 in total from the field. That's 43% from the field and 54% from the outside, way above his season averages in both departments sa laro na to. And that's just a testament to how reliable Ives Sazon is in games like these.
Capulong adds up the lead. 25 points ang lamang ng Bataan. 4 and 22 left here in the fourth quarter. Doors slowly closing in on the playoff hopes of Pasig City. Aaron Morante can't bank in that three. And Bataan, unless Pasig will provide a miraculous comeback here, will move on and face the loser of Ilagan Isabela and Pangasinan. And judging from how those two matchups went, it's gonna be a barn burner. You saw Bataan just lose out to Ilagan Isabela at home, but we also saw the emergence of Mitchell Maynes in that game. You remember that Julius Irving-like reverse, he did that in that particular game. And then early in the season, they went up against Pangasinan in this very same floor. But whoever comes out as the loser there, they're gonna be in a tough matchup against Bataan. in the next days to come, Javi.
Dahil pwede mo nga sabihin, Ken, itong Bataan, in a long season like this, they may be peaking at the right time.
Fast Player the Game is brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme magpalamig, free installation for split type air conditioners.
Sabihin mo nang nahuli, ayan na nga yung sinasabi ko kanina, no? Yung celebration ni Gadin, despite being down by 22 points.
Gutom lang siguro.
Well, it has been a tough game para sa kanila. Despite being undermanned, ang ganda pa rin ang pinakita nila. You could still see the effort that they showed. It's still very much admirable, especially from the coaching staff as well, to be able to figure out how this particular lineup could work. And it has for a lot of instances this season. They closed out this season strongly, winning 4 straight games.
Yeah.
Only to lose to Abra sa kanilang huling laro. That game against Abra, had it not been for that second quarter explosion by Enzo Serrano, they were actually ahead by 1 heading into the second quarter. Talagang makikita mo, kulang lang talaga sila sa pyesa dahil kulang lang talaga sila sa tao.
Galicia at the line. Makes good on the first free throw. But if you're going to tip your hat off para dito sa Pasig City, the season that Jacob Galicia had, because he's bounced around teams, Javi, played lesser roles. And here, with an undermanned roster, he has stepped up to the plate. And he does it in a way, Javi, that it's very unassuming, just does still the dirty work, but very efficient as well around the rim.
I think it happened in the right time para sa kanya. He's still in his prime. Batang-bata pa ito si Jacob Galicia. Just turned 30 years old. Again, that's another basket para sa kanya. He's now up to 18 points in this game. And imagine, maybe if the opportunity didn't come in the past seasons, baka hindi pa kasi siya ready noong time na yun eh. But now, because of the experience that he's gained, because of playing for teams like Caloocan, playing with such great big men in Gabby Espinas, Real Cervantes, and the like, maybe those opportunities in the past just prepared him for this setup with Pasig City, wherein he became one of the main men of this squad and show the other guys in the league that despite being undersized, I too could be a force to reckon with at the 4th spot.
Robbie Darang will shoot 2 free throws. Man, Bataan, when they're on point, they're really tough to beat. Shooting above 80% from the line, 35% from beyond the arc, as the Pangasinan Heatwaves await as they try to make up for that tough loss just the other day in this very same building.
Well, tough might be an understatement for that loss.
Pasig City did not participate in the MPBL last season. Prior to that, had back-to-back playoff appearances led by Ryan Costello, Kenny Acorva, who emerged in the shadows, initially played for Pasig. And that's also a part of who they are, Javi, producing yung mga talents na hindi mo malaman saan nanggaling. Acorva was certainly a part of that, and now it's Warlo Batak who seems to have a lot of untapped potential here in the MPBL.
Yeah, that's what Boss Buddy wants for this team. They may not be as resourceful as the other franchises here sa ating liga, but he's always gonna make sure that he comes up with a competitive squad. And this is a guy that's seen a lot of basketball throughout his life, has already become the PBA chairman many years as the owner of the Santa Lucia Realtors in the PBA. At kaya naman alam niya na kung ano yung mga kailangan gawin to form a competitive team, and he knows a good player when he sees one.
And I'm sure he's pretty proud of how Warlo Batak came out here. Irvin Peña got rejected by Carl Bringas.
Sabi niya rin naman kanina during his interview with Mika at halftime, you know, no matter the outcome of this game, he's very proud of how this team fought the entire season, and also gave a highlight to Coach Aldrin Morante of how he was able to still bring this team to 12 victories this season despite everything that happened.
And if there's one thing, Javi, that you like to see more of or i-improve, ito si Warlo Bata moving forward, ano yun?
Para sa akin, maybe it's the decision making and you know, the ability to embrace the spotlight without sacrificing yung kanyang composure on the court. We saw that here in this game. May timeout ata ang Pasig City dito, but we saw that in this game earlier, how he was really figuring out how to deal with his nerves during the start of this game. We'll talk more about it later on.
The South Division Play-In Tournament will kick off on Saturday in Pola Gymnasium, doon po sa Pola Oriental, Mindoro. 4 p.m. game between Davao Occidental and Cebu. That's the 10th and 9th seeds, followed by this matchup between the number 7 seed, the Zamboanga Sikat Families Brand Sardines, going up against the Mindoro Tamaraos. Again, a look at Commissioner Kenneth Doremdes, Sir Roy Luarca, Rudy Distrito, and Emer Oreta. This one pretty much a done deal. 64 seconds left. And Bataan will live to fight another way. And again, just to reiterate, Zamboanga was supposed to have the home court advantage, but they gave way for Mindoro to host. So even though Mindoro is the number 8 seed, lower than Zamboanga, doon gaganapin yung mga laro on Saturday. And you're gonna be there, Javi. That's gonna be another compelling pair of matchups in the South Division this time.
No doubt about it. Oh, as you see Van Peña making a 3 here in garbage time. But yeah, that's going to be an interesting pair of matches that we're going to have on Saturday in Pola, Davao and Cebu. We know how that has slowly become a rivalry here in this league. And Cebu, they're going to want to grind that axe against the Davao Occidental Tigers. Many people were expecting Cebu because of the momentum that they had at that time during the regular season when they faced the Tigers to be able to get that victory. But the Tigers proving to be the more veteran team in that matchup, while Mindoro, they're gonna try to prove themselves once again against a very gritty and gutsy Zamboanga squad.
Mindoro gunning for their very first playoff appearance in the MPBL. But here in the North Division,
maraming salamat. Congratulations, Yves. Parang napapanood namin kanina yung first and second season na Yves Sazon. Meron kang 6 na tres ngayong araw na to. Kumusta ka pagkatapos ng laro ito?
Siyempre masaya. Pinagandaan ko tong laro na to eh. Ayaw ko namin sayangin yung chance namin sa play-in. So yun, continue lang sa hard work para sa playoffs. Masana makapasok.
Pag-usapan mo, no, itong chance na to sa play-in, naaalala ko yung panahon sa season na to, napakahaba nun. Yung tuloy-tuloy yung talo nyo, no? Pero maraming nagbago, meron mga dumating na players, may mga dumating na coaches. Kumusta kayo? Kumusta yung nararamdaman mo chemistry kahit na ganito naka-late into the season?
Masaya, syempre, yung guidance ng management namin, lalo na si Boss Goody, sa Boss Luis, sa Attorney Gary, hindi sila nawalan ng tiwala sa amin. So, sinuklihan namin ng kanilang effort sa amin.